only 50% of college students even build a credit score while they're in school. That causes a harsh awakening. When you graduate, you're trying to get an apartment. Some jobs require you to have a credit score, right? You need to somehow cover your moving expenses. So there's a large addressable market just in terms of people who are not building credit at all, or locked out of the system, or scared by the system when they're in school. And then when it comes to financial literacy rates amongst young adults are today at a low point for 3 decades. So seeing that data led us to realize that to the extent that consumer fintech has spread access to products like stock trading, crypto, and the like, it really hasn't spread sophistication yet. And that is a large part about how we think about building consumer fintech products at Mine. How can we make sophistication in your personal financial decisions commonplace and help our users avoid some of the avoidable mistakes that we see over and over again.
You rethought this problem from foundational first principles, especially when it comes to young adults, and landed on a credit building debit card as your first product. Why did you do that rather than a traditional credit card aimed at students?
What's key to us is that there are both structural and mental barriers that prevent young adults and students from getting started. And when we thought about the credit building debit card, okay, what are those structural barriers? One is accessibility. Why is it so difficult to get approved for a traditional credit card if you don't have a cosigner or a security deposit or a parent who added you as an authorized user on a card when you were in high school? So Mine's first product was created to enable kids to be able to access. Secondarily, when we thought about the credit building debit card, it's okay, how does this product work with my cash flow patterns? So traditional credit cards give you large credit limits, really make it easy for you to overspend. The way that Mine's product philosophy was developed, this product should work more in line with how I tend to spend. So when we first started the company, we would sit in coffee shops and we would see kids log into their credit card portals and pay off transactions one by one after they made them. So we pioneered a daily auto pay feature so that they didn't have to do that. That is how we've continued to build product ever since.
So for a student or young adult who's never heard of Mine, how does the product actually work day to day?
When a student or young adult comes to Mine, what we really do is we contextualize exactly where they're at on their financial journey. So you can think of Mine like your smartest friend in your pocket. So whether you are sitting at the kitchen table looking at your credit card statement each month, who do you want to have sitting next to you? When you sign up, you get a credit building debit card that flexes and tells you how much you should be spending, not just how much you could be spending.
AI is now pervasive in everything that we touch as consumers. How are you thinking about AI and how are you bringing it into Mine and bringing it to financial services for consumers?
We are in this unique time where you can actually think about what personalized financial coaching and advice looks like for the majority of the population. Financial advice as a category has been essentially about how to make wealthy people wealthier, and that type of bespoke advice was not possible to scale to a broader population, and that is the challenge that we try and tackle every single day. We sit on this wealth of data and context about our customers, right? We have their transactions and their credit data, and we can really leverage that to be much more proactive than what a chatbot can be, right? So we don't rely on the customer necessarily knowing what question to ask, but we build our products with sort of proactiveness as a core value and nudge the user in the right directions at the right point in time and build trust from the customer in that process that we will be there